As the global monetary system breaks down, most Americans go about their daily lives unaware of the impending doom. Since the Bretton Woods Agreement after World War II, nations have used the United States dollar in international business dealings. But reserve currency status does not last forever. Just ask Britain, France, the Netherlands, Spain, and Portugal. The dollar is losing this position, and it will have serious ramifications for the United States and everyone invested in the dollar. As recently as 1982, the United States was the world's largest creditor nation, with an investment surplus of $136.9 billion. However, it didn't take long during the 80s and 90s for the United States to become the largest debtor nation in history, as they transferred trillions of dollars to the East for color TVs, stereo equipment, and automobiles, and as they spent hundreds of billions building up the military during the end of the Cold War era. Thanks to our two-party dictatorship, where Americans get to elect their public representatives, but not necessarily select them, United States politicians have created a current debt of $17.6 trillion, and according to Professor Lawrence Kotlikoff, a professor of economics at Boston University, the future obligation of the United States with Social Security and Medicare now surpasses $200 trillion.
We must protect the position of the American dollar as a pillar of monetary stability around the world. In the past 7 years, there's been an average of one international monetary crisis every year. Now, who gains from these crises? Not the working man, not the investor, not the real producers of wealth. The gainers are the international money speculators. I have directed the Secretary of the Treasury to take the action necessary to defend the dollar against the speculators. I have directed Secretary Connally to suspend temporarily the convertibility of the dollar into gold or other reserve assets, except in amounts and conditions determined to be in the interest of monetary stability and in the best interest of the United States.
Since this day on August 15, 1971, when Nixon closed the gold window, the United States dollar has not been backed by anything other than faith and credit of the U.S. government. This was sold to the U.S. citizens as a positive move against the international speculators, but it simply paved the way for easy devaluation over the next 43 years. Most Americans have no knowledge that the United States privately controlled central bank, the Federal Reserve Bank, has created trillions of dollars out of thin air the past 6 years and is the chief cause of all the inflation as well as booms and busts we have experienced over the past 100 years. Most Americans are under mainstream media mind control and are not aware of the coming dollar collapse or economic disaster because the 5 to 6 major companies that control the media do not want them to know the truth. The good news is that even with the dollar collapse on the horizon, there is still time to learn what real money is and how people have used it for thousands of years to protect their wealth. Having the reserve currency has allowed the United States to print as much currency as it wants to pay its debts, but this is coming to an end, and one of the best ways for you to protect yourself and your family is to learn what real money is and exchange a portion of your paper nothings for it before time runs out.